guys, Jixie here for another vlog. This is not going to be a fairy related vlog. I am planning on at some point this week doing a Jixie's Monthly Obsessions for February because I've got one overdue, much overdue. But this one is going to be a writing based one because obviously, as you know, I'm an author, and so occasionally I do these videos that are all about my book and related topics. So this one is I don't know if you've ever seen sort of writing tags around and about. I love them. Basically the idea is kind of that you tag there's like a list of questions that you have to sort of answer, and then you tag somebody else, and then and someone else, and someone else, and someone else, and someone else, and I really like it because it's kind of, the idea of it is that you take your characters out of a book and then put them in a setting, and kind of sort of there's different questions that you have to answer, like which one is the first one to sing happy birthday, or like which, you know, the different ones, different questions. You know, you probably have seen it, but I just thought I'd explain it to some degree. Anyway, because it's my birthday next week, I have decided to I did the All Hallows Right one, which was based on Halloween related topics, and that I did that, you know, obviously at Halloween. And I know I've seen the Christmas one. I don't remember if I did it or not, but because it's my birthday next week, I've decided to create one because I couldn't find a birthday one. There may be ones, but I couldn't find one, so I decided to create one because that's what I do. And so I tag any of you guys. I'll put this on my website, not down there, on my website, jixie.author.com. I'll put this there so you can read the questions and then do your own and tag somebody else if you want to. I'm sort of starting it. You guys can continue it, right? Basically. So this is obviously going to be about my book, which is called Mori. And I'm just getting the questions up because I got them on my phone here. So yeah, I'm going to answer all these questions. I've got a few other things to talk about at the end of it. None of it's very related. And yeah, basically that's it. Right, so birthday writing tag. And the idea behind it is that you're only allowed to use any of these characters once, so you're not allowed to use them. So say, you know, your main character, you can't use that person, her in my case, you can't use that person to answer another question. You can only use that person to answer one question. So each of my characters only gets mentioned once, basically. And of course, but I've used two characters for some of the questions. So like some of the questions will have, you know, this person and this person as an answer. This is purely because I either couldn't decide or because they could have come in a couple thing. So, you know, it's relevant. I'll tell you why, but it's right. So the first thing is to briefly describe my book. Mori is set in a distant planet. Probably about 100 years from now, maybe more, I can't guess it, when Earth has become uninhabitable by humans because of what we've done to it, and the humans leave the planet and sort of are desperate to find a new place that they can call home, and end up finding this planet. And it's already inhabited, which is great for the humans because they're all like, well, we don't want to have to build, we just want a home, anywhere that we can sort of settle down now and grow food and do all the things that humans do. You know, they don't want to have to sort of build everything from scratch. They've got a planet here that's ready-made with creatures on it that are sort of peaceful creatures that don't really have weaponry or technology that's akin to anything that humans have, so they're easy to enslave, and they do. The humans basically enslave these creatures. There's two types of creatures: Pluxes, who are kind of very heavy, bulky people, and then Oidies, who are very sort of slim and very small and very sort of fairy-like, basically. Anyway, and then 15 years later, after they've been enslaved, the main character Mori, she leaves her village, which is a very sort of like bubble sort of place where, you know, like the outside world just doesn't reach. She leaves that environment and then goes to the capital city where everything is raw and everything is just, you know, the hardships of life are evident, basically. And she sort of meets Joic, who is a member of a resistance designed to take down the current government who's been enslaving them. And, you know, she joins the resistance, basically. And I obviously can't go too far into detail about that, but I just wanted you to have a grounding. And I did put brief description, but that is not brief. That was actually quite a long description. I'm very sorry. Anyway, so that's the first question. The second is, who comes over before the party? So the idea is basically you're having a birthday party, but instead of having your friends and family, you're having characters from your book, basically. So who comes over beforehand to help you decorate? And for this, I answered Mare, who is Mori's best friend, Kyla's sister. And I said that she would, because she's a very girly girl person. She likes flowers, she likes pretty dresses, she likes being of help, but she likes decorating. And at one point in the book, she does actually decorate something. So that's kind of why I would say her, really. And these were just general questions that I thought of. They weren't actually tailored to my book. They were just kind of general questions that I thought of. So that's why I had to think about them after I'd actually designed the questions. Yeah, so Mare would definitely come around and help decorate and make it all pretty and party ready, basically. Who is first to arrive and why? I decided that Iseed, who is Mori's adoptive grandmother, she would be the first to arrive, because she's a very old person, obviously. She's a very traditional person. So in Iseed's mind, there are certain things that you do and there are certain things that you don't do. You don't arrive late to a party. But you don't arrive early to a party either, because that's extremely bad manners. So I think everybody else in the book would probably be late for various reasons. You know, I know that Mori would be late for reasons because Mori's just like that. She's a bit scatterbrained. And I just know that everybody else in the book would be late for one reason or another. So therefore Iseed, I think, would be the first one to arrive. And probably have a grumble about how she arrived as well. Like, oh, my old bones. Oh, you have no idea how hard it was to walk here. You know, that sort of thing. So yeah, Iseed would definitely be the first one to arrive, and she'd lecture you or grumble as well for a freebie. Who's the last one to arrive and why? And I decided Mori's best friend Kyla would be, because he is the sort of guy that needs to be organised. He's not good at organising himself. He has to have somebody to organise him. Otherwise, things just don't get done. So either his mum Andrine, or his sister, or Mori, or somebody would have to organise that boy, or he's just not going to get anywhere. Which is probably the reason why one of the others is late, because they've had to sort of make sure that he's not late, or, you know, relatively, I don't know, you know, he just have to be organised, so that would take time for somebody else. So yeah, he would definitely arrive last, certainly. Right, who nabs a bit of the birthday cake before you can blow out the candles, before you've even cut the cake? I decided that would be Paul, who's a member of the Resistance, purely because that boy, he's even though he's really, really skinny, he's the sort of guy that can eat anything and does, and, you know, he's always hungry. So just, you know, he would probably look at the cake and be like, I don't want to wait, I want to have it now, type thing, really. So he would probably not even wait to, not that he's not polite or anything, he's just, you know, he's not disciplined when it comes to food. Okay, Who brings loads of presents? And this is one of the joint answers because I picked Maury and Joic. And obviously Joic is Maury's love interest. And you know, so they're a couple. But they would bring loads of presents for different reasons. Joic would bring lots of presents because he's a very generous person. You know, he gives Maury, when he first sort of meets her, sort of, you know, he even before he's even really fallen in love with her, he gives her before, you know, like he gives him, you know, as much as he gives himself. Like he's just like that. He's a very generous person. And Maury would bring lots of presents simply because she's lived with the Seed her whole life. And the Seed obviously is a very strict believer in the way that things are to be done, and you don't come to a party with only just, you know, with no presents or only one present. You just don't do it. Yeah, so who takes over as DJ and gets everyone dancing? And I decided that would be Jahan, who's another Resistance member. And I kind of thought, you know, not only would he take over as DJ and be amazing at it, but he'd also kind of throw down some moves as well. I can definitely imagine him doing some breakdancing. You know, he's extremely fit, extremely kind of able person, but, you know, he's got a sense of humour as well. And, you know, I think he would definitely sort of rise to the occasion and definitely take over as DJ. Right, who creates loads of drama and has to leave or makes somebody else leave? And I decided that would be Jess, because she's a member of the Resistance. In fact, she's the leader of the Resistance, and she's a redhead. She's very, obviously, most redheads, well, I don't know if this is necessarily true, but certainly the stereotype is that redheads have very hot tempers, and she does. She's definitely belonging to the stereotype, but she's a very honest person as well. She doesn't believe in she doesn't have a filter, basically. She says what she thinks, and there's no sort of like, maybe I shouldn't have said that, maybe I shouldn't say that. You know, it's basically like, I'm going to say what I think, and you can all deal with the consequences of that. Like, I don't care. You know, so I definitely have a vision of her saying something and people leaving in tears. So, yeah. Who spikes the punch? And I said that Trux and Jadis would, because they are twin brothers who are also part of the Pluxes, twin brother Pluxes, who are also part of the Resistance, and they're kind of the pranksters of the group. Like, you know, they kind of got that twin thing going on where they just kind of know what, like, they're basically the Fred and George of the group if you're into Harry Potter. They're basically like Fred and George. But I didn't see it that way when I wrote them, obviously. Like, it's only just really occurred to me now, like, oh, they're like Fred and George. They kind of are a bit like Fred and George. You know, they've got, like, heart, but they'd like to cause a bit of mischief. So, yeah. Who is the best dressed? Without a doubt, I would say Belladonna, who is the villain of the piece. She's the princess for the bulk of the book. But she's a very glamorous person. She loves glamorous materials like satins, velvets, taffeta, silk. You know, she loves wearing like tailored jackets and pencil skirts, and, you know, she has very glossy black hair. She has, you know, she loves wearing crowns with like diamonds and rubies and silver and gold, and, you know, in all these intricate patterns. And, you know, she wears very, very sort of like shiny killer heels. You know, like she's a very a very glamorous person, and she yeah, I think she'd definitely be the best dressed. And the last question is, who helps you clean up afterwards? And I decided that the person who would help me clean up afterwards is Kaya, who is Joic's sister, and also another member of the Resistance, purely because Kaya really knows what it's like to be a friend, to be a really true friend. And I don't think that she could ever really sort of go off and do her thing and know that her friend is left with a whole bunch of cleaning up to do. You know, I don't think she's just not that sort of person. She couldn't do that. In fact, I don't think any of them really are. They're a really good bunch of people, but I think that Kaya certainly, she knows what it's like to be treated badly and left with a whole bunch to clean up because she works for the princess. and the princess, obviously, as I've said, is the villain of the piece, and I'll let you kind of imagine all sorts of scenarios there. But you know, and also she, in the book, something happens. She causes some sort of harm to Mori, and she does her best to fix that, even though it means putting herself at risk. She does it anyway. So she knows what it's like to be a true friend. And that's why I would say that she would do that. So that's the tag. I'll put that on my website, jixiedieauthor.com. So you can sort of do that yourself and tag somebody else. And I hope that Jenna Moresi is watching, and you know, so I can tag her. And Jenna Moresi, she's a YouTuber I really admire. She's got sort of 2 books at the moment, and I think that her second book is not been published yet. The Saviour's Champion, and she's got another book called Eve the Awakening. So that's not been, you know, that's basically, I've been watching her channel. She's got lots of good writing advice, and so if you are a writer, then you know, she's got some really good ideas and really good sort of ways of how to become a professional writer. You know, so I really love her stuff. So I hope that she'll see this and maybe do the tag too. And maybe I can start something. I'd like to start something. Okay, so another thing that I really wanted to talk about is my Young Writers competition that I've started on my website. And it really is kind of the hub of everything writing related, you know, me-wise and writing related. So I started this Young Writers competition for under 18s, or 18s and unders. If you are a writer of a short story or a poem or a song, maybe, I mean, I never really thought about it, but a song maybe, or I don't know, I can't really think of anything else that you would write. Maybe an article or something like that. If you sort of message me on Facebook, Jixie, I've got a page, Jixie Die Author, or on Twitter. You know, you can sort of ask to directly message me on Twitter, and you know, if you send it me your work, I'll put it onto my website so that everyone can see it, and then every month I will judge what I consider to be the best of them all, and the winner of that will get a prize. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it will be quite a good one. I think so anyway. And yeah, basically, that's my Young Writers competition. So you'll get exposure on my website, you'll get a prize, and I did have an idea of something else I was going to do as well, but I can't remember what it was. So yeah, basically, you know, your work will be on a website that's, you know, there for everybody to see, and yeah, basically that's kind of the thing. So if you want to submit your work to me, and it is under an actual heading saying Young Writers, isn't like I claim it as my own. I put your name underneath it so it's clear for everyone to see that this poem isn't mine, it's by somebody else, and you know, it's part of my Young Writers competition. So yeah, it'll be on my website, and you know, you can show everybody and whatever you want to do, you know, just kind of be proud that you've got your work actually on a website. So yeah, basically, and yeah, so submit your work to me, and I will judge the best one, and you know, yeah, great. So I've started rambling now because I'm busy thinking about like a million things in a minute. But yeah, basically, I think I'm going to say pace, guys. Thank you for listening to my sort of rambling thing. Well, it was rambling at the end, but I think, you know, in the beginning it might have been interesting. I don't know. I hope that you're interested. I will do at some point this next week my Jixie's Monthly Obsessions for February. Obviously this time next week it will be my birthday. The Saturday beforehand I'm having a massive party. So I don't think I'll be posting anything on the Sunday either, because I'm going to be seeing family. So, yeah, so I think that the next thing you'll see from me is something this week. It'll be the Jixie's Monthly Obsession thing, and then probably not anything for a while. I think also another thing I really want to do is, obviously I know you guys love fairies, and I will still answer your fairy questions to the best of my abilities, but I think I'm going to do a little, like, sort of not do as many fairy videos for the moment, because I'd really like to focus on my writing, because my book is sort of slowly creeping towards completion, and I'll be looking for beta readers again soon. So as much as I will still, of course, answer your fairy questions, if you message me down below, I will still, of course, answer them. I would love to do that. I love answering your questions. I keep saying this every time. I love answering your questions. So as much as I will still answer your fairy questions, for the moment I really want to concentrate on my writing related things. So yeah, I'm really sorry if that upsets anybody, but I really want to sort of, I don't know why I'm itchy today, but I really want to focus on my career at the moment, basically, because it's my dream. I would love to be a professional author. That's what I really want to work towards. So yeah, basically, so thank you for being understanding on that one, and as I said, I will keep on answering your questions. I love to do that, but yeah, I'm gonna say peace, guys. So yeah, guys, peace.